All right, let's dive in. Today, we're getting our feet wet, maybe even our waders, with the career of a waterway construction laborer. When I saw waterway construction laborer, I have to admit, I was thinking like ditches. Ditches and maybe a seawall every now and again.
Yeah, it's easy to think kind of small scale, right?
Yeah, but then you sent over these RoleCatcher excerpts, and whoa, we're talking dams, canals, entire coastal installations. This
Yeah.
is hardcore infrastructure.
Yeah, no doubt. And what's so cool about this job is the sheer scale of the impact.
Hmm.
We're not just talking about like laying concrete. These folks are shaping how water flows, which affects everything.
Hmm.
Ecosystems, flood control, you name it. It's like engineering meets environmental science meets like
Yeah.
really, really serious construction.
So it's about managing a super precious resource, no pressure, right?
Yeah.
And I give RoleCatcher props. They do not sugarcoat it in their career guide. They lay out all the pros and cons. Physically demanding, working in all kinds of crazy weather, long hours. This is not like a cushy desk job.
No, no, definitely not. But hey, if you're someone who loves hands-on work, who doesn't mind getting their boots muddy or, maybe a little more than muddy,
Yeah.
then this could be the job for you.
Okay, but on the flip side, talk about an office with a view. I'm picturing vast dams, sparkling coastlines. You might need a good pair of polarized sunglasses to work this job.
Absolutely. And speaking of pros, one thing the guide really emphasizes is the career advancement potential. They're not just throwing you in a ditch and being like, see ya. You can build a real career path here. They have a whole section on waterway construction laborer career stages.
Yeah, this is what I think might surprise people. It's not just like laborer forever, right? They outline a path from entry level all the way to director positions.
Exactly. And they give specific examples at each stage. So like starting out, an entry-level laborer might be assisting with things like, basic canal maintenance, helping to build those breakwaters we were just picturing.
Getting those core on the job skills.
Yeah, exactly. Learning the tools, the equipment, understanding the materials, really getting a feel for it all. Then as a junior laborer, they might move into operating machinery, taking on more responsibility for things like site inspections or making sure safety protocols are being followed.
So more responsibility, potentially overseeing other workers at a certain point.
You got it. And then, as their expertise grows, they might end up overseeing entire projects as a supervisor, managing budgets, timelines, maybe even collaborating with, like, engineers on a project or regulatory bodies.
Hmm.
The guide even mentions, like, director-level positions.
Wow, that's a journey. From handling materials on a construction site to potentially leading large-scale water infrastructure projects. That's impressive.
Yeah, no, it really is. There's a lot of room to grow in this field.
Speaking of skills and expertise, there's this whole specialism section in the RoleCatcher guide that really jumped out at me. So this specialism section, right, it breaks down all the key skills for this job. And get this, 68% of them, according to RoleCatcher, are straight up building and construction skills, which, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, but I was kind of surprised by how high that percentage was. Were you?
Not really. And here's why, like, the fundamentals of construction, they kind of transcend what you're building. Whether it's a skyscraper or a dam, you got to understand materials, methods, how to use the tools. It all goes back to that core knowledge base.
So even though we're talking waterways here, those basic construction skills are still like priority number one. It's
Yeah,
not just about knowing how to swim.
exactly. And this actually ties into something else RoleCatcher talks about, continuous learning. They have a whole section on knowledge and learning. And they really hammer home the point that this isn't the kind of career where you just like learn a set of skills and then coast. You're always got to be on top of new technologies, new regulations, new environmental stuff.
Right, because even just the water itself, that's constantly changing, so the way you work with it probably has to change too.
Exactly. And that's part of what makes this whole field so interesting. You're not just doing the same thing day in and day out.
Which actually reminds me, there was this other thing in the RoleCatcher guide in their interview prep section. They give like example questions they might ask you, and some of them really made me think.
Oh, yeah. What kind of questions are we talking here?
Well, a bunch were about experience with heavy machinery, making sure the work site's safe, even stuff about handling specific materials, steel, timber, that kind of thing. I mean, it all seems pretty standard for construction, but I'm curious, from your perspective, what are they really trying to figure out with those questions?
Okay, so yeah, those questions might seem kind of basic at first glance, but they're actually designed to get at some pretty important skills. Like take the heavy machinery one. It's not just about whether you can like drive a backhoe or whatever, because anybody can learn to do that. It's more about Like, do you understand its capabilities, its limits? Can you use it safely and effectively? Especially because you're often working in like a kind of hazardous environment.
So it's about problem solving, being adaptable, but also being super responsible, right?
Mm.
Because we are talking about some serious equipment here.
100%. And that same idea applies to the safety question, too. They want to know you're not just following the rules because you have to, but because you actually get why those rules are there. You know what I mean?
Because you understand what could happen if they're not followed.
Exactly. They're looking for someone who's proactive,
Hmm.
who's thinking ahead. And then the materials questions, those are about knowledge for sure. Like, you got to know how different materials react to water, for example.
Right.
But it also goes back to that adaptability thing. One day you might be working with concrete, the next it's steel, so you got to be comfortable with a whole range of stuff.
So basically have a solid foundation, but be ready to like pivot and apply those skills in a bunch of different ways.
You got it. And honestly, it's pretty cool that RoleCatcher provides all this guidance. Like I
Yeah.
said, over 3,000 career guide, something like 14,000 online resources. It's wild.
That's amazing. It really shows they actually care about helping people find jobs. It's really something else. All those resources, all for free. That's awesome. And it's not even just like, here's how to nail your interview. Good luck. It's like they want you to actually build a career you love, not just like clock in and out.
I totally agree. They seem really focused on that long-term perspective. And one of the things that really highlights that is the career compass.
Oh, yeah. That. Tell me about that, because I got to say, when I saw that in the materials, I was definitely intrigued. What is that all about?
So it's not just a clever name. It's actually a pretty cool tool. It basically helps you like map out your career path. Like it'll ask you about your skills, your interests, even like your values.
Ah.
And then it gives you personalized recommendations based on all of that.
So it's like having your own career counselor right in your pocket.
Yeah, basically. And it helps you do things like set goals, figure out any obstacles that might be in your way, and then figure out how to actually get to where you want to be.
It's like they're saying, look, we're not just going to throw a bunch of job ads at you. We're going to help you figure out what you actually want to be doing with your life.
Right. It's about finding a career that like genuinely fits with who you are, not just something to pay the bills.
I love that. That's such a good point. And honestly, it's really refreshing to see a company that's so focused on helping people find success in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. It's a welcome change.
Well, I think we've pretty much waded through all the highlights from these RoleCatcher excerpts. It's been awesome. But as always, I got to get in one last question before we wrap up, a little off topic, but something I was curious about.
Hit me.
Okay, so I noticed the excerpts didn't really mention unions, which, we're talking about the trades here, heavy machinery, big construction projects. So it got me wondering, are unions a big thing in the waterway construction world?
Oh, that's an interesting question. And unfortunately, not something these excerpts really touched on.
Bummer.
Yeah. But that would definitely be fascinating to dig into more deeply. Like, how do unions or the lack of unions impact things like wages or benefits, even just someone's overall career path in this field?
Totally. Maybe that's a deep dive for another day.
Adding it to the list.
Perfect. Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to dry off and call it a wrap. Thanks so much for listening. We hope this deep dive was interesting. And hey, maybe it even inspired you to explore a career in waterway construction.
And remember, sometimes the most rewarding paths are the ones less traveled.